It's shy time. Sounds so corny. I don't think I'll use that again. If you know me, if you know the journey I've been on since July last year with this Seeds of Wisdom Facebook Live, you know that I try to have a bit of fun. I try not to take myself too seriously because I've spent far too much of my life taking myself too seriously, stressing about who I am, what I'm supposed to be doing on this earth, etc. etc. First and foremost, welcome Junior, welcome everyone else to Seas of Wisdom Facebook Live with me, David Daniels, also known as the Shy Man, self-appointed title I've given myself as kind of my social media tag, label, whatever you want to call it, speaking name, and it just basically encapsulate my journey, struggles with shyness, how I've overcome that, and hopefully how I can have other people relate to me when I talk about my shyness and be an encouragement to others. So I'll give God thanks that I'm able to do this another week. We've been doing this since July last year. Mr. Cooper's on here again. Happy birthday to you again, Mr. Cooper. I hope you had a fantastic day and hope the family's well. Hoping to meet up with all my ex-Grove Techs work colleagues at some point this year. Right, so my message tonight, it is called Who Are You? Or as they would sing sometimes in the football, Who are ya? Who are ya? And why am I talking about this tonight? It's because I struggled. I had a challenge for so long trying to figure out who I was, not just David Daniels, but who was behind the name and what he stood for, and yeah, just who I am. Once I got to know who I am, then the next stage was accepting who I was and loving myself for who I was. So some of you out there, I know, are going through this struggle with this question. You don't really know who you are. You struggle to know who you are. You struggle to know where you fit in life. It seems like everyone else is sorted themselves out. You observe people from afar. It seems like they've got all sorted. Everything's great, but you're there struggling day by day, and it just seems like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. You don't know where your end's going to end up. Just feel like you're drifting through life. You're coasting through life. And let me tell you, it doesn't have to be that way. And I can tell you firsthand that it doesn't have to be that way. Maybe some of you have got another issue where you've got people who think they know who you are, so they perceive you one way. And I've had that at certain times in my life. So some nicknames some people have given me. One of them has been Clark Kent. That was back in when I used to work in banking and recruitment and what have you. More in the banking days where I like to look professional. I like to look a bit sharp. So I'll be doing what I can to look professional. But yeah, at certain points we go and have a social, have a good time. We used to have a good time. So that was where that Clark Kent bit came from. Used to have the glasses and what have you. Still have the glasses. What else have I been called in my time? Gentle Giant. That's one that's been around since I was, I think, 16, because I'm tall, but I'm quite a peace-loving man. What else have I been called? I have been called Big Dave. I think that's obvious. That's from my school days. James Bond 007. There's a bit of a story behind that. So when I was a wee little boy, I can't remember exactly. I think I was about 9 or 10. You got to forgive me. I can't remember the exact age. My family went to a Haven holiday in Caister in Great Yarmouth, not a million miles from where I am now. I live in Ipswich in Suffolk. Any of you who've been to this place, Haven is basically like a Butlins. It's like a family holiday. There's loads of activities going on, swimming, what have you. And in the evening, they have entertainment. It could be music, bingo, characters coming out, games for the children, challenges for the children. So anyway, we was there at this place, and there was a challenge. And the challenge was to go, you had to rescue this girl, this beautiful, stunning girl. And your job was to be 007, James Bond. And you had to navigate through all these obstacles. And I don't know why, can't remember how. I'm sure I did not put my hand up for this. This is when I'm going through my extreme shyness. I wouldn't say beautiful ghost, quiet all the time, what have you. There's only a certain group of friends I was with that I'd be comfortable in my own skin, felt like I could be myself. And so I don't know who put me forward. It's probably best I don't remember now. But anyway, I got nominated. I got nominated to do this obstacle course. So there I am doing this obstacle course, and whatever challenges are coming up is like jumping over things, running underneath things. Anyway, get to the end. There's this beautiful lady. I don't know how old she was at the time, but she was a woman and I was a boy. And I had to kiss her. And I'm sure most of the boys there would have jumped at the chance. I just froze. I completely froze. I felt like I wanted the ground to swallow me up and just or some time machine to take me back in time, or just get me out of that situation, get me out of that situation. Now we have shows like Get Me Out of Here, The Jungle, like Get Me Out of Haven, Get Me Out of Haven. And I froze. I didn't kiss the girl. I didn't know where to kiss, on the lips, on the cheek, on the forehead, on the hand. I didn't know what, but I was so petrified of that. Obviously, it would have been short physical interaction that, yeah, I backed off, and that memory stayed. That memory stayed with me forever. So yeah, I'm definitely not. Oh, I definitely wasn't there back there. 007. I wasn't never a James Bond back then. But it's a little bit fun. What I'm saying, people will try and put nicknames. All my nicknames have been in jest, been in fun. But yeah, it's serious. Like, some people put in serious labels of you, so people telling you, or they seem to be you to be one thing, so you're forever going to be that thing. So you're going to be, if you're quiet, you're always going to be quiet, and that maybe means you can't be a leader, or you can't be someone who's upfront and vocal. It may come from your parents. Oh, you never be able to do this. You never be able to do that. You've tried that before and it didn't work. Why are you going to try again? Why disappoint yourself? They think they're protecting you, but what they're doing is putting boundaries on you, and it's almost like that analogy of a frog in a tank, and maybe the frog is very capable of jumping way past the tank, but because that boundary is there, they just keep hitting, and then after a certain while, you remove that. They're so used to that not going past that ceiling, they don't even need the barrier there anymore. And I think that's happened to a few of us in our childhood. We've been told we can't do this, we can't do that, and that's when we are of an age where we can look after ourselves. We don't live with our parents anymore. We don't see past that. We can't get past it because we're so used to having that ceiling. So some of us have been in that situation as well. There's also a word called paradigm. So paradigm is how someone sees you. Someone sees you. So the people who know me now, what have you, might think I'm quite outgoing. Obviously, I'm doing things like this. I'm more comfortable than when I first started. So there's not as much fear. There's a little bit of nerve. No, there's not really much fear now, because I actually enjoy doing this, believe it or not. But for some people who knew me, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, this probably would have been the last thing that ever would have saw me doing. Some might have seen the potential for me to do something like this, but I'm guessing most of them would never have known I would be doing this, and that's paradigm. So some people probably would never thought it possible I would do this. So they only see me in one way, and you need to be very careful not to live up to other people's paradigm. So therefore, because someone thinks you can't do something, that means you can't do it. Boundaries are unlimited. There's some things we're better at than others, but it all comes into the mind. And I believe someone told me this week is National Mindset Week, and I've talked about it before. The mind is so powerful. Your thoughts are powerful. It's happened to me personally, not me personally, but with a partner of mine who thought she was pregnant and had some of the symptoms of being pregnant, morning sickness, what have you. Turns out she wasn't pregnant in the first place, but because her mind, her thoughts were that she was pregnant, her mind just went with it. If you tell yourself whether you're right or wrong, you're right, because your brain will just go where you want it to. It's like a sat nav. You punch in where you want to go, and it will go there, and it will find things to back up what you're saying. So if you tell yourself you're stupid, it will it will self-fulfilling prophecy. It will find all the reasons that you're stupid. And also, if you do something, it just further, what's the word I'm looking for? Just gives further evidence, and you just get yourself in a loop. So sometimes you need to, the words, the things that you say to yourself are so vital, and you can change your language, you can change what you put into your brain, the computer. So yeah, my message is, who are you? Who are you? Who am I? Who am I? I'm David Daniels. I like spending time by myself. I like reading. I like I love helping people. I hate injustice. That really gets to me. I'm a man. I'm a man of God. I follow Jesus. And ultimately, for me, I am a child of God. And some of you will know what that means. Some of you won't. I'm not going to dig into that tonight. But because I have that assurance from Him that He loves me for who I am, that means I don't need to pretend to be anyone that I'm not. Evening, Karim. How you doing? The other thing going to say, your circumstances. Some people will use your circumstances to define who you are. So I was born without my dad. I was born on a council estate. You can see I'm black, and certain people will draw certain conclusions from that, stereotypes, and stereotypes exist for a reason. Don't get me wrong, but because of that, some people would expect me to maybe go into crime, to go into drugs, to have children of my own, and not be a father figure to them as well. And I'm none of those things. I've made my mistakes as we all, but I'm none of those things at all. So I'm breaking that stereotype. But some people will use stereotypes and believe in those stereotypes and think they have to live up to those stereotypes. So I'm David Daniels. I'll go by the name of the Shy Man. I've talked a little bit about that. I've got many other videos where I talk about that. Just checking the time we're getting onto. But more importantly, I know who I am now, and I'm happy with myself. But I also want to improve. So I know what my weaknesses are. I know what I can work on and what my downfalls are. But I also know what I'm good at. I also take confidence of what I'm good at. And so that means I can live in being myself, and I can not also be acceptable of who I am, but also want to go into bigger, better things in terms of developing myself. A friend I've come to know is talk about increasing your capacity. So I'm playing. One thing I've observed about myself is like I like things comfortable. I don't like to take too much risk. In the past, so I've played it safe, and because I've played it safe, I've missed out on many blessings. I've also missed out on many challenges. But to do good things, to do great things, you got to face challenges. Everyone, life is a challenge anyway. So we might as well go for it because we're going to get challenges anyway. And some of us, this is probably a separate message. Some of us need to take a chip off our shoulder because a question we'll hear. Hey, Kaylee, how you doing? Kaylee's a family member of mine, sister-in-law. It's nice to see you on here. Let me know what you think about this, Kaylee. I don't believe you've watched any of my videos before. I'm just talking about the question, who are you, and how you answer that question. And I completely lost my train of thought, as I usually do. No. We'll get there. So, yeah, that question about who you are, it's a really important one. That's it. And I've come back to, I know what I was going to say. I was going off a bit of a tangent, but we're going to go there. Yeah, some of us are spending too much time questioning our circumstances rather than answering that question, who we are. So I've done it before. I've asked God, I've asked just anyone who's listening, why did I grow up without no dad? It's so unfair that I've got no dad. Everyone else has got a dad. Everyone else is this, everyone else is that, blah, blah, blah. Life is unfair. Just put it out there. If you don't know it already, just read. Life is unfair. Bad things happen to good people. Good things happen to bad people. And the sooner you accept that, you just release yourself. Because if you spend all your time about, oh, this has happened to me and that's happened to me and blah blah blah, why did I, David Daniels, have no dad? My question to you is, why not you? Why not you? Why was I born up? Why did I have this shyness thing that I couldn't shake off and it's just crippling me and whatever? Well, why not me? Why not me? And I've overcome that shyness now, so I can help others. That was a believer. So sometimes we go through challenges in order that we can be a blessing and a help to others. So it might be because you're doing certain habits. Like, why am I overweight? It's probably because you're eating the wrong foods. So sometimes there is an answer for that, but sometimes we can't help our circumstances, the circumstances that we're born into. And the quicker you can accept that, the quicker that mindset thing, because you spend too much time focusing on things that you can't control. And don't get me wrong, there's people who've been damaged, there's people going through horrible situations that will need help and need counselling. So I'm not dismissing where you've come from. All I'm saying is you can't change that. So why spend all your time focusing on what you can't change than what you can? So because I grew up with no dad, I've got it in me that I want to be the best dad available to my children, and that means breaking certain stereotypes or yes barriers in order to be the best. So I want to spend more time with my children. I've got that as a burning desire now, probably because I didn't have time with my dad, and he passed away recently, and I had the Thanksgiving service on Saturday. Maybe that's part of the reason why I'm doing this thing about who are you, because it comes down to identity, your identity. So for me to spend more time with my children means I may have to do something different in terms of my work schedule or my working pattern, what have you, that kind of thing. So some of us need to answer the question first, this why has this happened to me, or why has that happened to me, and blah blah blah. And we've got to take that chip off our shoulder, because bad things are going to happen. They will continue to happen. It's how you deal with challenges that will really set you up. So Shyman's homework, Shyman's takeaway, seeds of wisdom. You've heard me speak. Hopefully there's been some seeds imparted of you, some little nuggets of wisdom. What are you going to do with that information? What are you going to do with it? Because that's the key thing for me. So I like to set a little bit of homework. It's not going to be marked, but it's just for you. I want you to get something out of this message, not just listening to me rabbit on for 15 minutes or so. Something you can take from it. And for me, it has to be something simple, because we're all busy people. We're all in routines of life, and sometimes it takes a momentous amount of effort to break or change a new habit. For example, being overweight, to lose weight, you've got to change things you usually do, and for some people that takes time. So, hey, yes, Kelly. Kelly jumps on. Kelly loves her homework. So yeah, the homework for you, or the Shyman's takeaway, what you can take away, or what will you plant to reap the harvest, whatever way you want to look at it, is it's kind of twofold this week. So I think some of us are in the case where we're bemoaning our circumstances, or we haven't accepted what has happened to us, rightly or wrongly. And so my first kind of thing is deal with your circumstances, deal with the what has happened to you, and how you answer that could be different. It could be seeking professional help. It could be seeking counselling. It could be just literally saying to yourself, what happened has happened. I grew up without a father. It's done. How can I move on from that? It could be writing something down. It could be you're so angry, you just want to shout. It could be recording exactly how you feel, writing it down in a journal or diary, and getting all that anger out on the paper. Yeah. And then the second question is, this is a bonus for your A plus, is figure out who you are. Start figuring out who you are. And that could be just literally writing a list. Who am I? And just brainstorm. Write anything that comes to your mind. Don't think about it, just write it. It could be thinking about what your likes, what you like, what you don't like, anything. And if anyone needs any help with this, just reach out to me, let me know. I like to be a man of simplicity, so I'm not going to give you a 5 steps to finding out who you are, or 3 steps to finding out who you are, because for some people that's just too much to take in. So that's not what I'm at, and that's not where I'm at. That's not what I'm about at the moment. My thing is 1 step. Take 1 step, because once you take 1 step, you can take another step, and that 1 step might be you do the step and then you just pause, reflect on it, work on it, talk to someone about it. Okay, once you know who you are, once you accept who you are, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. So I'm just getting going. I'm really just getting going with going, because I know who I am. I accept who I am, and therefore I don't have to try and be someone I'm not to impress people, what have you. Don't get me wrong, I like to be liked, I like to be yes man, but I'm working through that because I'm learning that I can't be liked by everyone. I'm not going to be accepted by everyone. Not everyone's going to resonate with this message, and that's fine. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. If you know someone it does resonate with, then please share it. But if it doesn't, that's absolutely fine. Not every one of my messages is gonna resonate with you, or it's gonna mean some of you know who you are and you're flying at the moment, and it's absolutely fantastic. Help someone else who's perhaps struggling. That's my challenge to you. We've been going for 20 minutes. I'm not going to leave you any longer. I want to leave you some time to do some homework. Spend 2-3 minutes straight after this. Just have a think about what I've said. Share this with someone who you think is going to be of benefit to. And thank you for all the likes, all the love hearts. And like I say, I love doing this. Some of you give me some fantastic comments. And yeah, what we're going to do next week, unless anyone's got any suggestions, anything they need help with, anything they want me to talk about, then next week we're going to talk. It's kind of led on from this. So the last 2 weeks we've done losers win and winners lose. If you haven't watched it and want to know what I'm talking about, go back and check my past videos. It's also up on YouTube as well. Today we've done Who Are You? And from that, like I said, I like to keep things simple. I like to keep things, I believe in starting small. So we're going to talk about that next week, starting small. I may have done the video before, but we're going to do some case studies of people who have started small. We know them for the big things they've done, but I'm going to give you specific examples how they started small to encourage you. Not everything that starts small grows big, but most big things start small. So that's probably going to be my message next week, but it can change. It can change. So on that note, I hope you've enjoyed this message. I'm going to go before I lose my voice. Thank you all so much. It really means a lot to me. And for those who are interested, like I say, I'm a man of faith. Kelly, hit me up. Let me know exactly what you need help with, and we'll address that for you. I'm a man of faith. I share my faith more explicitly on a Sunday when I do a Facebook Live called Prayer Time. It's just me praying with you via the power of a Facebook Live. And if you want to find out more, watch some of the previous ones, hit me up with some prayers. I'm praying that we're going to be able to have my first guest on Prayer Time. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm praying that the technology will work, and we're going to have, God willing, have a 2-person Facebook Live on Sunday. So really looking forward to that. But I'm gonna go. My voice is running out. I'm gonna leave you with a Shyman smile. That's who I am. I like to have a bit of fun. A bit cheesy, but hey, who cares? All right, thanks very much. Take care. God bless.